What's going on, everybody? Cigar Titan here once again with another episode of Smoke Signals and Side Quests. This is episode number 6. Welcome. If you're just joining us for the first time, we're glad to have you. You can find us over on YouTube every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want just the audio version, you can check us out over on Spotify and Amazon Music. We upload the episode every Sunday, so you can bring us along for the ride. If you're in traffic or whatever, heading into work, you can listen to the three of us ridiculous people talk about whatever it is that flies up our butt for the day. So here we go. All right. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and bring our first guest to the stage, Mr. Red Beard Riot. How are you, sir?
What a pleasure. What a pleasure to be here, my friend. I'm dying because it's hot. It's gross.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
It has been hot all around.
Yeah. And then I'm laughing at myself. I forgot my cigar cutter. It's somewhere around here. No idea where. But hey, what are you gonna do? We're
just bite the tip off.
Down. Yeah,
just bite the tip off and just light it up. You're good to go. Absolutely.
Yeah. Good times. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will.
So how was your week, sir?
And then you'll see. I'll show you, right?
Yeah, you show me.
That's right. No, good week. Everything's fairly straightforward. Not really too much different going on this week. I did discover what it's like to be bit by a dog this week.
Ooh, no bueno.
That's
what
fun.
happened?
That's fun. You know what? It wasn't actually anything super duper crazy. Hey, look at that.
Ah, there you go.
It wasn't actually anything super duper crazy. You know, when you're looking at something, you're staring right at it, and you're like, honey,
all the time.
I can't see it. Where is it?
Then she walks over and she literally
puts her hand in front of your face, yeah. Picks it up, gives it to you.
Yep.
Oh, you pulled it from another dimension, is what you did? Because
that's
it wasn't
right.
There before.
It wasn't there right.
Before. My two dogs, they like to play, and as they're getting to know each other a little bit better, their play is a little bit more. It's a little more rambunctious.
A little more aggressive.
Yeah. Well, and I wouldn't even necessarily say aggressive. You might look at them and be like, oh, look, they've got their teeth out and everything else. They're really going after each other. They're just playing. Tails are wagging. They're having fun. Well, my one dog was sort of like between my legs, and the other dog wanted to come over and play. And it was like an off-balance kerfuffle. He came up and he kind of bit at her a little bit. She turned around to go bite at him a little bit, and my hand went just sort of right in the middle. I was moving him off, and she just kind of caught me with the corner, and so I'm just like, oh. Okay, let's go clean up some blood. It wasn't bad. It was just, if you've never been. No, but good times here. Like I said, we're all just trying to keep cool. It's gross.
Yeah. My balls are sticking to my
leg. Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Well, get that out early in the episode. Then
did you bring a visual?
No, I did not. No, I did not. Nobody wants to see that. At least
nobody wants to hear that either.
Well, they've heard it now, but let's bring our second co-host to the stage. I'm sure it's nice and cool where he's at. Sergeant Grumpy Pants, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Is it nice and chilly where you're at?
Oh, it's a nice, mild, temperate 75 degrees. It's perfect here all the time. Yeah.
So just year round, right? Perfect weather.
Never in triple digits. Like never, ever.
How was your week, good sir?
Not bad, actually. Thank you for asking. Pretty mild, though. We really didn't do anything too crazy or exciting. I just worked out, took care of household chores, really. Next week is going to be a little bit busier for us. We're going to be going up to the Phoenix, the greater Phoenix area.
Oh.
The lady has some things she has to take care of, but while we're up there, going to go fart around while she's busy doing her certification for state stuff. The kid and I are going to probably go fart around and just do fun things, but yeah, this week was really, really low key. Nothing big. I mean, today I woke up, did some dishes, did some laundry, worked out. That was pretty nice. That was about it, really. Very uneventful week. I'm so boring right now. I'm so sorry, but this is literally.
If I recall, you were not even sure what day today was.
I was. That's right. Good Lord, you guys were talking about something in the group chat about what was going to be going on tonight, and for our viewers, just so you guys know, we do not rehearse anything. We don't really even discuss too much with each other about what it is we're going to be divulging. We really want to be able to save like genuine reactions and kind of off the cuff commentary, so to speak, and just really fly by the seat of our pants. Sometimes it's good. Other times when, I ask a question and I put Redbeard or Cigar Titan on the spot, they both go, didn't have time to formulate an answer because I don't know what the hell we're talking about and really didn't have time to prep. But that's kind of the fun with this whole live thing.
We don't do that.
Your pants, it's exciting. You'll pay for the seat, but you'll only need the edge. So it's really, really kind of fun. But no, we don't rehearse anything. And yeah, that whole conversation, I guess you guys had it yesterday. I did not touch my phone like at all yesterday. It's not out of spite, just because
it was pretty obvious, pal.
Yeah, I had like 30 messages and I was like, oh, they were talking. They had stuff to say. So other than that, my week was pretty mediocre. How about yours?
My week was busy this week. There was a lot going on at work. We had some fire drills at work, not the literal sense of fire drills, but there was a lot of stuff that was coming down the pipeline this week at work, and it all happened at the same time. And then there were some other projects that were planned out in advance that were also happening. And so I was getting phone calls at all hours of the morning and the night for things that were going on. So it was a little chaotic, a little crazy, but other than that, I mean, the week's been pretty good. It's just we've been trying to stay cool out here. It's certainly been hot out here. I think it was 103 today, and so I was down at a buddy's house, Brother Stogie, and I was hanging out with him earlier this afternoon. His son Cody is having his birthday party down there, so shout out to Cody. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Cody.
Happy birthday, young man.
Yeah. So it was good. It was good. We got to, take the family down there, and he's got a pool in the backyard and everything. So the kids were all playing around in the pool and keeping cool. And I was staying in the shade because that's where I belong.
Where you belong.
That's where I belong.
White people belong in this cave.
That's right. I do not do well in the sun. It does not matter if I'm wearing sunscreen or not. So I stayed my happy little butt in the shade, and we had a good time. But yeah, it was good, man. Can't complain. Nice. Still got air in my lungs, still doing this podcast with you gentlemen. So things can't be too bad. That's right. But before we get going on with the show here, and we've got quite a show for you today, some really interesting topics we're going to be talking about. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you're here for the first time, leave a comment and let us know. Hey, just pop it in for the first time. If you got an idea for a future episode or something you'd like to see from the Smoke Signals and SideQuest crew, don't hesitate to leave it down below. We'll respond. We read and respond to all of the comments, so feel free to leave a comment down below. Before we get into our first segment, Redbeard.
Yes.
Do we want to knock some apologies out of the way?
Yeah. Our blue-haired HR lady.
Yes.
She had a gander at last week's episode, and
she didn't like it.
Like is a subjective word, but
fair.
She provided us a brief rundown of
how we screwed up.
Perhaps. Well, welcome to being married. There may be some few people who may have been offended by anything that we may have said last week. We want you to know that it's not our intention to offend anybody, and we apologize.
Yes.
We apologize to, first and foremost, Agnes, our blue-haired HR lady. People who enjoy tight pants. Christopher Nolan. People without press passes. Matt Damon.
in. Perfect.
This writing is terrible. John Stamos, MLK, Homer, Sony, Crimson Desert, GameStop, the AI, game developers, PlayStation, KFC, Domino's, Rockstar, and Hideo Kojima.
There you go. You nailed it. Got it.
I was guessing because this, wow. Wow.
You nailed it.
For the Dodgers?
No. We had a whole. You were
Hideo,
present for this conversation,
here.
Mr. Grumpy Pants.
Hideo Nomo was the pitcher for the Dodgers that you're
Yeah,
thinking
you
of.
said.
I said Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, but that was his Japanese name. In America,
Hideo
Nomo was his American
Kojima.
name, right? Like they get those?
No.
Yes, he came to America and he changed his name to Nomo.
Really wanted to make it sound American. All us Americans with the last name Nomo.
Exactly. You might as well be Smith.
I don't believe he's pitching no mo.
That's true. He's not.
No, sir.
But good
What do
old
we got?
Hideo
What's
is,
going on?
Good old Hideo is making games. All right. Well, hey, look, we got a lot going on for this show, gentlemen. I was perusing the interwebs this week, and in lieu of our last episode, we had a lot of conversation around the movie The Odyssey, the film from Christopher Nolan, starring Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
That's the proper pronunciation.
That's right. And so I was just perusing X and came across some interesting content that I wanted to share with the group. But before we get into that, let's set up the segment properly.
What are we doing?
We love to call this segment the burn line, gentlemen.
Oh.
So, like I said, I was looking through some random videos on X this week, and a video happened to pop up, and it's a 3-minute clip that is completely AI generated. That is what is supposed to be a more faithful adaptation of Homer's version of the Odyssey. And so I thought we could take a look at this clip here and maybe have some discussion around what kind of an impact AI will have on movies in the future. And then shortly after this clip was released, Elon Musk had made a post on X saying that they're planning on releasing a full feature-length film of the Odyssey, true to Homer's adaptation of that book, and it's going to be completely 100% AI generated. And after watching this clip, I have to say, I think it's possible. I think we may have actually crossed over the uncanny valley, because if you didn't know that this movie was AI, looking at it, you would think, man, when was this film? Because it almost looks a little like
it has a little bit of like a 1980s look.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was thinking. But let's go ahead and watch this real quick. It's about 3 minutes. I don't want to interrupt it here, but I'll go ahead and play that now.
I must go.
The sea will take you from me.
I will return. I left my one love. An oath called me. Troy.
Being able to correctly generate water.
We killed everything. The sea took my ships, my men.
Wow.
9 days.
This is all AI.
All of it.
Now, here I am. Stranded.
On a desert island with
Something
Charlize
terrible.
Theron.
She never ages.
All right. Oh, wait, no.
Neither do I here. And still I dream of home. Gods, let me go.
Send him home!
Odysseus. Odysseus. 7 years I have kept you here. Weep no more, I am letting you go. Build your raft. Be free.
You mean some other thing. Not my passage. Swear it.
What a schemer you are. By Styx itself, I mean no harm to you.
Then at first light, I cut the timber.
Or stay.
Cutting timber.
Keep this house. Be ageless. Forever. Is she worth all this grief? Your Penelope.
Nope.
I am not less
You should
than
see
her.
what she's doing back home.
Right?
And still,
It's like 50 dudes
every
back there.
day, all I want is home. My wife. My own halls.
The AI does still need to fine
I know
tune
you can understand
things
that.
like the inflection and like some of those
At least I think
little
you can.
things. But
We'll get to it. We'll get
Yeah.
to it.
Please just come out of the sun. One more night under my roof.
Okay.
Hmm.
One 100% made
Wow.
with GROK Imagine.
That's pretty good.
That is scary good. Scary good. Now, I heard what you were saying there, Redbeard, and you were talking a little bit about inflections. And sure, there may need to be some fine tuning there, but I would be hard pressed if you were to show this to somebody and not tell them that this was generated with AI and it's 100% AI, that they would probably not be able to tell you that it wasn't.
they might just call it bad acting.
They might. Well, I don't even think it was bad acting. I think it was, like you said in the beginning, it feels a lot like the type of period pieces that were made in the 80s.
Yep.
And the acting you're seeing in this is in line with a lot of those very popular 80s type period pieces that you've seen before where
Sure.
it's not your super blockbuster type acting, that you see today. But I was looking for like even just the little subtle facial expressions. The one piece of this entire video for me that popped out as kind of AI or as fake was when she cried and you saw that single teardrop kind of come down. That to me seemed a little unnatural, but given where he's at this point in the story and who he's talking to, you could also say that maybe that was the intent. I don't know.
That's the way tears work there.
That's the way that, yeah, I mean, you're not aging. So maybe maybe tears roll up. I don't know.
Right.
Sergeant Grumpy Pants, what are your initial thoughts on that? You're somebody that's actually, for the folks that don't know, you're actually somebody who's spent some time on sets and done a little bit of acting yourself some years ago. So I'd like to get, your opinion on this.
I'd say it looked really good considering the fact. Now, what system did they use to create this?
GROK. So that's X's version of their AI system, GROK.
It was pretty damn good considering the fact. Now, yes, it definitely had a feel like a 1980s vibe. And the guy who played Odysseus looked like a cross between a young Terry Gilliam from Monty Python's Holy Grail, the guy who played King Arthur, and also a cross between a young Sean Connery when he played the Greek guy who took on the Minotaur from the movie Time Bandits. It's a nice cross between the both of them.
What was the name? Like. Redbeard?
Theseus.
Yeah, Theseus. That's right. That was pretty impressive. I too had a moment though, like you, with the tear where you just kind of threw you out of that moment of the suspension of disbelief for a second. When he was laying on the beach and the water receded, but then water came splashing over his head just for a second. I was like, well, the water went away. Why did it come back all of a sudden? It just kind of
Right.
threw me out for a loop. Small moments like that you can tell that AI still has a bit of fine tuning to do on those subtle nuanced things. But I mean, geez, this thing is what, 3 minutes in length, and it already looks pretty darn good considering the fact, I mean, that's going to spell disaster for the industry when it comes to films and cinema and the whole gambit of, production companies. This is real. I mean, I wonder how many gallons of water did they have to burn through though to make this 3-minute trailer? Yeah, how much does AI burn a day or whatever it is when
A
you
lot.
create a video, depending? So is it worth
I
it?
saw
guess, for the
a
environmental
video
impact?
recently. There's Lake Powell, and it's just dry.
Yep, there you go. So we're not curing cancer, right? But we're making some pretty good fucking trailers here, which is great.
That's true. That's
True. It's important. You got to know what's important. You got to have priorities.
Priorities, exactly. Got to have goals, and this is a good one actually. I mean, if he's serious about putting out a full length feature. Oh, there's a comment there. Scott the Robot. I liked it, and continues to say, I want to see Mel Gibson's version. You know what? Mel Gibson, I think, would be an amazing director for something like this. Like, you look at the cinematography from his movies that he directed through his production company, Icon, I think is what it is. Dude, he's definitely up there. I think the only difference between him and Nolan is the fact that Nolan likes to do everything like on film. He doesn't do digital anything. So there's like the key difference between the two, but they both have a very sharp eye for those big sweeping landscape shots that just make you really feel like you're immersed in the environment. So I'd be excited to see what Mel Gibson's version of that would look like too. But for being AI, that's pretty damn good.
That was really good. So Redbeard, I know like one of your arguments is, AI's got to get to a point to where, the subtleness of the expressions and
Sure.
and things like that need to come across. I mean, when you look at like the time span that AI has been, I guess, mainstream or available, there's always been, I mean, AI has been around for decades in different
Right. It's
forms.
improving at an exponential rate.
Yes, a scary rate. There's those clips like if you go on YouTube or you're on Instagram where you can find like the first AI video of Will Smith eating the spaghetti, right? And then there's the new one of him where he's sitting down in.
I'm surprised you didn't pull that up to compare and contrast. So here's something that's interesting when it comes to AI, because a lot of the stuff that's getting better, what you see is there are still some uncanny valley moments, right? There are those little things here and there, and what I've noticed in particular, I am impressed, by the way, especially by the fluid dynamics of a lot of the water, right?
Mhm.
That's hard to do. You've played video games, for the last
Right.
30 years where the water always just looks, you're like, okay, they did their best.
Not real.
Right. But a lot of times the thing that will let you be able to spot an AI video almost instantaneously is the physics, right? Something falls down and it doesn't bounce right. Or, I saw one the other day and it's like, oh, crazy lightning strikes. And it all looks super great. And there's, boom, 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 3 or 4 like strikes of lightning. And then they melt and drop like it's water or something. And I'm like, you had me all the way up until you broke the physics and did something that doesn't work. It's like,
Right.
The dog came up and rang the doorbell and then started doing the Dougie, it's like, okay, hold on a second.
Yeah.
But one thing that I wonder about with that is like, it's sort of like, imagine this. We grew up in an age where there was still a telephone on the wall, right? A cell phone was not a thing that existed a computer in your house was not a thing that existed, you might have had an answering machine. And so we understand and we remember what things were like sort of before the digital age. We grew up as we were kind of coming into adulthood. This digital age is sort of kicking off. And so we have an understanding of what it was like before then. The kids who have grown up only in the digital age and you know, let's say, oh, I don't know, maybe you call them millennials or you call them, you know, Gen Z, but they don't know what these things are. And you know, you see these videos online where it's like, hey, what is this what is this analog clock read? What time is it? And they're like, Mom, I don't know. They can't even read a clock face.
The hands are
And,
doing this.
Right, exactly. The point of all of that is to say, you and I can recognize weird, bad physics on an AI video, but the kids who are young now and growing up, and in 20 years or in 25 years, they will have grown up with it and they won't even be able to see it.
Right.
You know, they might look at that Will Smith video and be like, oh, dang, when did he have surgery to correct that? You know?
Right. Well, so I guess my question is then, Sergeant Grumpy Pants, do we think AI will eventually get to a point to where Hollywood is genuinely in trouble? Meaning,
Yeah.
because I think if AI gets, you know, truly adapted by Hollywood, you know, then actors and actresses may not have the kind of work that they have now. Do you think we'll ever get to that point, or do you think there's always going to be a space for like general real cinema?
No, I think we'll get to a point where we can completely do without the actors. And I mean, there's pros and cons to everything, right? So let's say, just in this hypothetical world where AI is now so completely complex and riveting that there's nothing that can take you out of it because it looks so real, right? Let's just say we're at that point. Now let's look how far we've come since the Will Smith eating spaghetti video to what GROK is producing now. What's that timeline look like? When did that first come out, and where are we at with this, right?
What's that? Probably not even 10 years.
Not even
No,
10 years.
I think like that first video of Will Smith eating the spaghetti came out in 2023.
So we're 3 years deep in this bitch already, and look what we're able to produce with this AI. I think it's only a matter of time because they've done it before with movies like Beowulf, where they had the actors come in and voice themselves, but they weren't really being acted. They were all digitized, and they were all.
That movie was Uncanny Valley to the extreme.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they literally were able to use them. So let's say that we are at that point where this technology is definitely doing this. We could do away with it because all they have to do is say, well, we want to use your likeness. And we've already got the likeness rights to this character that you've portrayed once before. So we could pay you a stipend, but it's not going to be nearly as much because you don't have to do anything. We just have to pay for your likeness rights. And so we can get to that point, I believe, because look what George Lucas did with the characters Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo, Harrison Ford. Yeah. His likeness rights are gone completely because you look at the books that were written after, they're not real canon, I guess, not anymore since Disney took over, but the books that came after, before we even had episode 1, The Phantom Menace, that came out in 1999, all those books that were canon, you see Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker on these novels, on the covers. And it's like, they're using his likeness for that specific purpose. So what's to stop them from using their likeness for full-length features? Sure. And it's going to get to the point where AI, maybe they don't even need to come in and voice their characters anymore. Maybe they could just have everything done that way. But I will see that, yeah, they'll probably have to pay them a stipend of some sort and say, we're going to use your likeness for this. We already own your likeness rights to this. And maybe that's where the future of acting is going to come into, is if you're pretty enough, you got to, sell your image. That's how they're going to make money. That could be pros and cons, however you decide to look at it. Let's say you make a movie, though, and you have an actor or an actress, their likeness rights, and they don't really want to get on board with it. Well, guess what? They don't have to come out and do promos for it because it's AI generated. So you can't have people like Rachel Zegler going around bashing the movie going, I can't believe I'm playing this stupid princess movie from Snow White from 80 years ago. No one trash talking it. No one coming out and saying anything bad about it, giving bad press, so to speak. Man, it's AI. You don't have real actors, so the press junket is literally just anything you release online that says, hey, this is the trailer. That's it.
Do you think in 50 years, the art form of acting is something that will look very different than what it does today? I mean, when I think we all have, to some extent, we're movie buffs in our own right? And you look at what acting was when film first started, and you had the silent era of film, and then you had,
The
talkies, right? Exactly. And, everything just kind of, the acting evolved from there. The way they acted in movies back in the 50s and 60s is very different than the way they acted in the 80s and then in the 90s and
Sure.
so on and so forth. And so do you think in 50 years, if AI has a prominent place in creating feature films, that the scope of what acting is today will look different? Do you think there will be a desire from people to want to see real people doing these things? Or do you think people will be satisfied by just going to a movie, being entertained, regardless of whether it's AI or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Sergeant.
I honestly think that is definitely a possibility that is looming on the horizon, and not too far from the horizon. I'd say it's definitely a possibility. If you have something real versus something that's fake, but you can touch them and they're both tangible, then is it really fake? Let's take boobs, for example.
Let's do it. Let's take them.
You got real boobs.
Are they real? Or are
and
they
you got
fake?
fake boobs. But if you could touch them and feel them, regardless if they're real or fake, that's real enough for most men. They don't really even care because they're still boobs.
Well, that crosses another whole, that may be another podcast entirely where we talk about where some of these robots are getting in terms of companionship and what that means for men and women in the future. But
Sure.
Same question to you, Redbeard. What do you think? Do you think that this is going to change the landscape of the art of acting, the craft of acting? Or do you think, that there will always be a spot for that somewhere in the future?
I think that it probably changes things. I don't know that it necessarily does away with things, right? I don't know that AI ever totally replaces actors, and I'll give you a little bit of a breakdown of why I think that.
All right, let's hear it.
For one thing, so I work in manufacturing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go to work, there's a manufacturing plant, we build stuff, okay? But we do that in a different way than they did 50 or 60 years ago. There was a lot more manpower required back then. Today, yes, you have robots that are integrated into the process. There are tools that are being used that are digital, that are computers, where you used to, if you were going to make a blueprint for something, you had to put that out on a drawing board and you had to draw all the lines, and it's extremely labor intensive, right? We've come to a different place now where we're using different tools, but the humans involved haven't completely been erased from the equation, right? And I sort of see something, I sort of see something similar to that happening with AI. Now, in 100 years, maybe there's something totally different, right? The generations grow and evolve, and maybe they get to a place where they only want AI, and that's just what the masses are asking for. Who knows? But in terms of in the near term, and probably, I'm going to call that 20 or 25 years, you'll still have actors. You'll just have less of them. Just like you used to have a lot more laborers, now you just have less, right? And I think the thing is that what you'll see is that extras go away, right?
That's a great thought.
You're not going to have any more extras. And I'm just thinking about this from a budgetary
killer.
line item
Yeah, absolutely.
thought. Okay. Your studios that specialize in CGI, right? Those are going away. And I think that is probably already, without question, because you can use AI to generate anything
Absolutely.
that you used to be doing with computer graphics, right? I mean, the AI essentially is the next level of computer graphics, but my assumption is that process becomes cheaper to do. So you see a lot of these big blockbuster movies, and they've got a $300 or a $400 million budget, and you come to understand that a big part of that budget is all of the special effects that went into making this movie that's 95% computer generated graphics. And I think AI reduces the economy of what does it cost to do that. And so there's an interesting thought there, which goes, what you may end up seeing, at least in the near term, is you are still likely to have the celebrities, right? And part of that is just because there is an economy that is built around celebrity, right? Forget about what happens in the movies. There's a whole other economy that goes around spotting somebody out in public, right? And they go on TMZ, and there's the paparazzi, and they're going to take pictures of these people.
That's why the fucking Kardashians have been on air as long as they have.
Sure. An AI actor, at least for the time being, can't go to a Comic-Con and sign autographs for anybody, right? There is at least for now a physical limitation to where you can't actually go and meet that person. You know what I mean?
Makes them less tangible.
Right, exactly. Well, and here's another thing to think about, which is actors have a certain amount of political utility, right? When it comes around time for election season,
rock the vote.
You're gonna see right. You're gonna see your favorite actor come out, and they're gonna have some kind of a political message. If all the actors go away and it's all just AI now, how do you get Beyonce or Cardi B to come to your big political rally and give a speech or do a performance? So
you don't.
In some regards, there's some political utility toward having still flesh and blood people who are tangible, physical, and beloved by millions, right? And so those are just a few things that I think about and say, I think that those people will probably still exist, but I think that the scale of productions probably reduces, and that may actually help Hollywood in the long run, right? If you can make a great movie and it doesn't cost you $300 million, it costs you $50 million. Well, maybe that's a boon for the industry. Maybe that helps. Yeah, there's less work for everyday regular Joe Schmo, background character.
Right.
But
you cut back on a lot of things too on production sites. It's not just the actors that you cut back on, whether it's, principal actors or the featured or background, right?
If you don't have to fly 300 people to New Zealand,
right? You don't have to do that. You can generate all that, and then on top of that, the craft services. You gotta feed them. You gotta house them, and all that stuff that goes into the budget as well. And Scott the Robot has a very interesting comment, which I agree with, to like 50-50. He says it will be stage and voice acting. Maybe not even voice, in my opinion. I think they'll be able to have AI digitally do the voices of these characters not too long, but stage if you want to go see a musical or anything like that. But we can get to the point where look what they did at Coachella with the holographic image of Tupac on the stage.
Yeah, that was back in 2016.
That was a long time ago. And then you get the other comment here by Massage Body
Actually, no,
Works
I'm sorry. I apologize. It wasn't 2016. I think it was 2012 because that was
It was a while
That was a
ago.
while ago. Yeah.
Right.
Sorry.
And Tupac came out and rapped with Snoop Dogg on the whole thing. Oh my God, my cat just jumped in my lap. Holy crap, I'm so sorry. Give me. There you go. There you go. Fuck off.
Yeah.
And
First
so,
pussy in his lap. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, whoa.
Massage Bodywork and goes on to say, it's no different than CGI, isn't it? It's just different. And I agree to a point, because let's look what happened with the movie in 2016, Rogue One, when they brought back Peter Cushing, Grand Moff Tarkin.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, he was the guy. He had been dead for 22 years, and they digitized him for that movie. He was dead.
Well, what does that say
1994.
then? So that's a really good point too, Sergeant Grumpy Pens. What does that say about, and there's all the AI clips out there right now. I think I've sent you guys a couple of like Elvis movies, right? But Elvis never made these movies.
Sure.
But if you're looking at them,
They're
you're like,
funny.
oh, they're funny, and they're pretty darn good too.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean for actors and
Royalties.
actresses and artists who are no longer with us? Somebody who passed away maybe 50 years ago, and we can bring
Right.
them back into a movie today.
It did it with Peter Cushing and Rogue One in 2016. Like I said, he had been dead for 22 years at that point.
Do you suppose that they needed to get some type of permission from his family?
More than likely, they probably paid his family or his estate some sort of royalty fee for it. We'll give you X amount of dollars for how many lines that we generate. But I mean, they did his voice. As far as I know, they didn't have a voice actor come in and do any type of. I could be wrong, but this was 2016. This was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And look where we are right now. I agree with you. It's going to change, and it's going to definitely help the industry by lowering their budgets. The movie, God, what was I thinking about? Disney came out with a movie in 2000. I think it was called Dinosaur. D. Sweeney, I think, voiced the main character. And all they did was they filmed real life background landscapes. And then when they did the panoramic sweeping stuff for, the cinematography and the direction and all that stuff, then they just went back and they put in like computer animated dinosaurs.
Right.
So the computer animation in 2000 wasn't that great, but when it was married together with the real life shots of the landscapes, it looked pretty convincing. What's to say that they just go, well, we're going to go to New Zealand, go film where the hobbits are, because we've already, have this stuff left over from when Peter Jackson was here in 2001. And we're just going to go ahead and then digitize with AI the whole cast and just act it out. We just got the real life backgrounds. So it would help marry together. Like I said, it makes it a little bit more believable,
To maybe touch a little bit on that question about, what is the difference between CGI and AI?
Sure.
You can probably think about that in terms of the difference between shooting a movie on film versus shooting a movie on digital.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just an economy question. It's how much does it cost in order to do this production that you're doing? Hundreds of millions for, the traditional CGI studio, or, a few $100,000, on GROK images. You know what I mean?
I mean, film one way or another, like Christopher Nolan films on 70 millimeter. Like, there's companies that still have to make that solenoid film, right?
Yeah.
Like, they still have to produce that, and that's time, that's money, that's resources. You got to pay the company that makes that film that goes for these specific cameras. But when those cameras go away and they're obsolete, like, you either transition to digital where you're like, oh, cool, I got the whole movie here on like a little SD card. Yay.
Right. and it gets expensive when
Sure.
the actor breaks character and starts laughing or whatever. Oh, we got to redo this take. How many times did you have to redo that take? 120 times we had to redo this take. When it's digital, that's just a matter of paying everybody for their time on set. If you're even doing that, right? Because they're probably under some kind of contract.
Well, that's more of an artistic
if you're just burning through film, the dollars are just increasing. Yeah.
That's a valid point.
Yeah, it's an artistic vision. He's a purist in that sense and likes shooting on film, and I don't know that a lot of other actor or directors would get that kind of pull. But that's something that Christopher Nolan has. The other thing that I was thinking is, kind of going back to actors and actresses that are no longer with us. I think this is going to put Hollywood on notice. Once a couple of these, companies release full feature length AI films, that are actually good, that are resonating with an audience, I think that's going to put Hollywood on notice. And you've already seen some of that because there's been some, disputes with the actors and actresses about making sure that their likenesses aren't being used without their approval and stuff like that. But when you're talking about, folks who are no longer with us, what a great way to collect additional royalties, though, too. I don't know that you're going to see a lot of people. I think right now, I think it's like the cool thing to do. It's push against AI. Nah. We don't want you using our likeness. We don't want you using our likeness. But when you're thinking about, and just using Elvis as a reference, right?
Well, and most actors have their likenesses copyrighted.
Yeah, of course. But when you're thinking about somebody like Elvis or somebody like that, or somebody, maybe not Elvis, because I know his daughter passed away too, but somebody who has family that's still living today, and the family now owns the likeness for that person. What a great way for them to continue to make money off of that, where you don't have to worry about, selling old movies or records or things like that. I can come up with this. I can have somebody make a full feature-length film with this person who's no longer alive. We sell them their likeness and we make royalties off of that.
There's that just popped in my brain as you were talking about that entire thing. Why, as a filmmaker, if I was going to make something that was kind of like 1960s-esque in AI, and I was like, I want a character that looks like Elvis, but cross between Ricky Nelson from the 1950s as well. And then you could always just have the disclaimer at the end, where they always usually put anyways. If there's a likeness or anything of that nature to anything in this film, it's simply coincidence, right? That's like their catch-all. So they can't have to pay anybody if they're like, you used my likeness. No, they didn't. It was just a coincidence that it looked just like you.
Let me play you this other AI video real quick, and I'll explain to you why after, because it kind of ties into what you were just saying. Let me.
Looks like Mike O'Hearn with long hair.
Funny you should mention that too. I'll get to that.
Or Hugh Jackman. And the music's a little wanting. Okay.
あの野郎、ビルから俺を投げ落としやがった。
Oh, it's about to go down.
なあ、花山さん。あいつにもこいつを一発ぶち込んどきゃよかったな。元気そうだな、坊や。来たか。
Dude, larger than life characters. Holy crap.
These dudes are beyond jacked.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So
that's pretty cool.
The reason I played that for you, and it's funny you mentioned Mike O'Hearn, because the guy you see at the very beginning of that with the red hair and everything is actually a friend of Mike O'Hearn. So the characters you're seeing portrayed in that AI video are actually real people who have been super enhanced through AI, right? Like there was at least 2 or 3 different bodybuilders that you saw in that AI film there that are, I was going to say naturally jacked, but they're not naturally jacked either.
Wrong word.
Word, right. They are enhanced in real life, but not to that extreme. And so when you're talking, Sergeant Grumpy Pants, about, using actors' likenesses or using 2 people to create somebody completely new. I can absolutely see how they would do something like that in the future. A hybrid. Who would you like to see a hybrid of in a movie?
Oh, Angelina Jolie's lips, Jennifer Lopez's butt, Sydney Sweeney's chest. Can we just pick parts and just kind of put it together like I'm choosing features on a car?
This
you
is Mr.
answered that way too quickly.
We're
like
talking
you
about
had
Mr.
these
Potato
answers in
Head.
your back pocket. You had been thinking about this for quite some time, sir.
We're
This
thinking
was
about
not
it.
the
We're
first
talking
time you had
about it.
thought about that.
It's literally just popped into my brain, and this is the problem. People usually say, "Think before you speak," and this
This
kind
is
of
the
an
problem with your
unfiltered thing.
brain.
Yeah, it's a problem with my brain, and you guys giving me access. You're like, "Go ahead, just say what you say." Say
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
stuff. Just say it. And I'm like, all right.
Well, all right. Final question around AI in movies. How long? Now, I know we talked earlier, and they said that Elon Musk said that they were going to release a full feature-length film before the end of this year for the Odyssey. That's going to be a true adaptation of Homer's novel. How long do you think it will be before we see a full AI completely rendered movie that's released in movie theaters? Red Bear, I'll go to you first.
It's an interesting question because you are going to have to go through probably the major studios, and there's a potential for, let's say, SAG or some of the unions to say, no, we're not. First of all, if you release this, we are not working for you. So in other words, contract negotiations are likely to push and pull, and we may see another, actors strike or writers strike or some of these kinds of things that, in normal world where you would say, oh yeah, I mean, just make it and release it. Right. Well, there's going to be a lot of negotiation that's going to have to happen around that. And how long that takes, you might see it by the end of the year, but you'll see it released on X. I don't know how long it'll be before you see that in movie theaters, because the actors are not just going to sit around and be like, oh, well, I guess AI, they took our jobs, They're not just going to sit around and take it. There's going to be some fighting. There's going to be some fighting.
Well, if you had to guess, how long do you think it would be before we see a full AI rendered movie in movie theaters?
I think that would be the one hurdle. And so that's hard to say, but you might say 5 years.
5 years. All right.
Oh my God.
Sergeant Grumpy Pants, I'm going to go to you. What do you think?
I was going to say 5 to 7 years. That's literally what I was thinking. Sometime within that definitive timeline, 5 to 7 years. Because if Elon Musk is already talking about wanting to do this, and I have heard as I think it was Scott the Robot said in previous comments about wanting, Elon Musk was trying to pay Mel Gibson like $100 million. I don't know if it actually went through, but I guess there was talks about it or rumors about it, directing it, right?
Everything on X is true.
Right, exactly. I think it's just a matter of time. And that time, when did he say he was going to release this full-length feature?
He didn't say when. He had a post where he said that he would be releasing a full-length feature of Homer's The Odyssey. Here, I'll pull it up right now, by the end of the year. So he didn't say
end
exactly
of this year.
End of this year, yes.
Yeah. I would doubt that would be a major release in theaters, though.
Before this year ends, GROK Imagine will make a full-length movie of The Odyssey that is historically accurate and true to the art of Homer. And this was posted by Elon on July 21st.
The best part is he wouldn't even have to release it in cinemas nationwide. He could just release it online and say, go enjoy the film for free, or pay.
Which is likely what he'll end up doing.
Right. And pay to download it, and he'll still make money off of that. But if he already owns the AI, GROK is what you said? GROK?
GROK.
CK?
GROK. No, GROK. Yep.
GROK. He owns that. So what is it other than him just time? Right? He's already got all the money in the world. What does he care? I think he's just doing it just because he can, and he can prove a point, and he got nothing better to do. You got all the time and the money in the world.
Saying that Elon Musk has got nothing better to do that's wild. He's just sitting around on his ass. What the hell?
Listen, I don't know the guy's life. Okay, I can't imagine what he does in a day to day. I don't know his life. I just know that he's got all the money in the world and he's got time if he wants it.
Well, and he released. I mean, he's done this before with quite a few other movies. He did this most recently with a film we discussed, Citizen Vigilante, where he released it, I think, on X for 48 hours for everybody to go over and watch it for free. And I understand what you're saying, Sergeant Grumpy Pants. I agree with you. I think that once this is complete, it will likely release on X for everybody to watch for free. And I think that's you're going to see an insane number of views on this. This may be one of the most viewed movies in history once this thing releases, because everybody's going to have some kind of curiosity about it, even if they're not a fan of the Odyssey. They're not a fan of period piece movies. Just hearing that there's now a full feature-length film that's been generated with nothing but AI, I think is going to spark some curiosity among folks, and they're going to go over there and watch it regardless.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome. Well, hey, look, if you're just joining us for the first time, hello, how are you? That's right. You've met, you are here hanging out with the Smoke Signals and Side Quest crew. We air our podcast every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We post our audio only version over on Spotify and Amazon Music the following day on Sunday. So you can take us along for the ride during the week. You can put us on your radio, blast us, and listen to us talk about ridiculous things like
don't blast us
and AI. No, blast us. The bass. I need a little more bass. Put some bass in my voice when you do it. I'd appreciate that. But but yeah. Let's roll right into our next segment, gentlemen. Retro Hail Riff Raff.
Well, gentlemen, looks like we're back at this again. I did want to actually make sure that I let you know. I hope you guys have something to write down your answers with. I did want to make sure to let you know from last week, we did end up getting a score. That score ended up being Cigar Titan with 8 points, Sergeant Grumpy Pants with 80 points, and Redbeard Riot with 83 points. So you did lose, but it was very close. It was very close.
You tried, which was adorable.
I want to talk to the person who's putting together these numbers. I want to speak to that person's manager.
We are searching. We are searching for the source of these numbers, and we are getting close. However, this week we are going to take a look at something that I actually think will preserve Hollywood a little bit longer. That the AI may not be able to necessarily just overshadow. And that's actually comedy. You see.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be a hard one for AI to do.
We're going to take a look at some hilarious hijinks. And I don't think that AI may never be able to make good comedy. It's Funny Bot from South Park.
Question for you.
Comedy.
Why do we have pens and paper?
So you can write your answer down.
Okay, don't just shout them out.
Yes.
Got it.
We have comedy, and is AI going to be able to truly make funny content? Does it understand the nuance? Will it ever? Let's take a look and see some great comedy movies from history.
It's interesting, because comedy has changed a lot.
Sure. Well, look, comedy is totally subjective, and you're going to see that throughout this list.
Correct.
Some of this stuff you guys are going to be like, that movie did not make me laugh. But let's get into it. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Oh, alrighty.
So excited.
All right, gentlemen. First line, we've got, the universe is talking to us right now. You just gotta listen.
This sounds familiar.
It sounds familiar, but I'm not pinpointing it in my brain just yet. I have no idea.
Anything there, boys?
No, nothing.
Shall we
Do
go
we
on
have
to
to
the
take a
next?
guess?
No, you don't have to take a guess. You do
Okay.
not. Let's go on to the next clue, see what we've got. And honestly, I think you'll grab it on this one. Your mother's a cankerous whore.
That sounds
I
familiar.
still got
too.
nothing.
Oh, no.
I still got nothing.
Oh, no.
Oh,
You
this
guys-
is so sad.
You guys, I'm going to have so many points when we're done at the end of this thing. You guys ready for the third clue?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. You know what? I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude
Oh.
disguised as another dude. And in this case, you don't have to write down your answer.
What? I did.
Well, okay, fine. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Cigar Titan, Sergeant Grumpy Pants. Who knows what this movie is?
This
Yeah, I know.
is Tropic Thunder,
Tropic Thunder. Oh my!
2008.
Well, you know,
2008?
some,
2008.
I don't know. Is it 2008?
Yes, it was.
Let's find out. 2008, Tropic Thunder.
I don't know what kind of South Pacific man bullshit you're trying to power play move you're trying to pull. Tom Cruise was brilliant in that movie. You take a step back and literally fuck your own face.
Oh my gosh!
Such a great movie. That character was awesome.
I'm sorry, Robert Downey Jr. stole the show.
Oh, he did 100%. In 2008, he was
You-
able to pull blackface off.
You
This
can't-
is this is why woke sucks so bad, because a movie like this could never be made today.
you can't make this movie, not anymore. Nope.
No,
Unbelievable.
people have feelings.
I
I mean,
mean, gentlemen,
there's
go
so
ahead.
many feelings about the word retard that he used in that one scene. People are like, oh, it's not nice to say the R word.
You never go full retard.
Yeah, right. It's just a word.
All right, gentlemen. Thumbs up or thumbs down for this movie?
Oh, thumbs up.
Thumbs up all the way.
Thumbs up. All right. In the let us know in the comments. How do you feel about Tropic Thunder? Let's move on.
I'll cross that one out.
Gentlemen, I have a plan. It's called blackmail.
Ooh, this sounds familiar, but I got nothing yet.
Nothing there?
Nothing there
No.
yet. Nothing's
Nothing.
marinating.
All right. Well, let's see if we can't spark some of that memory. No, don't be sorry, baby. You're right to be suspicious. I shagged her.
Oh, I know what it is. I'm gonna write it down. Hold on. It's a long one.
I know what this
Oh,
is.
Cigar Titan, do you know what this is? All right. Well, let's see if we have this for sure. You know, I have one simple request, and this is to have sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their
I
heads.
got it right.
What do we have, gentlemen?
You want to show you my answer?
Well, I can't see your answer actually. All I see is the screen. So, what do you got?
Austin Powers, the
Austin
international man of
Powers.
mystery.
Well, you didn't have to write down the whole entire thing.
It was
but
a long title. It's the whole plot.
1997.
1997, I think, yeah. Because it was 30
Let's
years
see.
from 67.
Let's find out.
Cryogenically frozen.
1997. Yeah.
Good call with the years, buddy. You're doing good.
I just know 1997 because Redbeard and I were working at the movie theater at the time this movie was out. So I've seen this movie no less than like 300 times.
$1 million. Did
Is
you
that what you-
know that Jim Carrey was actually offered the role of Dr.
Ew.
Evil
No.
I did not know that.
and did not end up taking that role because he was filming Liar Liar.
Oh, that's another great movie too.
That wouldn't have fit well. Mike Myers did the best job for Dr. Evil.
he, pretty
Yeah.
much,
Dr. Evil.
he pretty much nailed it.
And then go to Evil Medical School for 8 years to be called
Mr.
Thank you.
Evil. All right, gentlemen. Thumbs up or thumbs down on Austin Powers?
Thumbs
Thumbs
up.
up.
This
all the
thumbs
way.
up?
Yeah,
All
thumbs
right.
way up.
Wait, oh, up what? Never mind.
Ah,
Here we go.
Well, and it had what's her name in it?
Elizabeth Hurley.
Yes,
Elizabeth
thank you.
Hurley. Yes.
Hologram Gabe, what's going
She
on?
still looks good, by the way.
How are you?
Oh, I hear the fat kid running. I bet it's hilarious.
I think I know what this is.
If you know, write it down. And by the way, if you're in the chat, you want to play it up. Oh my gosh, we're paying too much attention to something else. What else do we have here? Well, do you think you're part of some gay beat-up underworld, like one of those gay beat-up clubs or something?
This is another movie that probably could not be made today.
Can't do this one?
I think Seth MacFarlane's comedy is starting to push the edge of the envelope with this younger gen.
Yeah. We don't like it.
Oh. So you guys think you know what this is? Let's see if we can confirm your suspicions. Hello, 911. It's an emergency. My teddy bear has been kidnapped. Hello? Hello?
This guy, he stole my teddy bear.
Stole my teddy
Say hello to
bear.
your mom for me. That's the best Mark Wahlberg I got.
That's what.
That's your best
Andy
part.
Samberg. Yeah, it's
Ted.
Ted.
2010? 2012.
Oh, 2012. I didn't even try to guess at that one. I didn't know.
Another movie that you are, I believe you are correct. I don't know that you could make this movie today.
You guys like to party?
Okay.
Yes,
That was the
yes,
scene
we
where
like to party.
Flash Gordon came out and he did cocaine with Mark Wahlberg and his teddy bear.
When his teddy bear. All right, boys. Thumbs up or thumbs down on Ted?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs
Yeah.
up. All right. Let's see what we got.
You're on a roll of choosing some real bangers this week.
We got
These are really
some
good,
movies
yeah.
here. All right,
These are
let's check
solid.
it out. If you have one bucket that contains 2 gallons and another bucket that contains 7 gallons, how many buckets do you have?
I just watched this with my oldest daughter because she was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "You have to watch this shit because this is what's happening to the world today." It's such a great movie.
So you know what this movie
I
is.
do,
Cigar
I
Titan,
do.
how about you?
I don't know what it is yet.
Not sure. I think you'll know here in a few minutes. Let's see what we've got. All right. I like money.
I like money. Go away, Baton.
Hey, don't give it away. What are you doing?
Don't worry, I still don't know what it is.
Well, there's no way that you're not going to know what it is here at the end of this. Brondo's got what plants crave. It has electrolytes.
Yeah, but what are electrolytes? It's what plants crave.
It's what
Talk about
people and
circ-
plants crave.
Let's talk about circular definition in that entire scene. It was so
I
great.
don't think I've seen this movie.
It is
You-
so
you-
great.
This movie from several years ago, it's weirdly prophetic,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh yeah. Very
Um,
prophetic. Done by the
it ta-
Judge Apatow, or not?
It talks a lot about our
Yeah.
time. Grumpy Pants, why don't you let Titan know what this movie is?
Okay. So, in 2005.
No,
I
just
should-
say the name of the movie.
Oh, it's Idiocracy.
Oh, okay. I have not
Yeah,
seen this movie.
My
You have been
favorite
missing
line-
out, sir.
My favorite line in that entire movie is when Maya Rudolph character looks at Luke Wilson's character and he's incarcerated again. She's like, "Can't you just escape like you did last time?" No, they pretty much solved that problem. She's like, "How?" They chained me to a big rock.
They chained me to a rock.
He just chained his ass to a boulder.
Oh, this movie
It's so
actually was released by 20th Century Fox. It was delayed for 2 years because they weren't sure how to market the movie. And originally it was only released in 7 cities.
This thing would have marketed itself today.
I think it was the same writer of Beavis and Butthead that did this, didn't it? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Mike Judge.
Mike Judge.
That's a definite watch. For me, this is a definite thumbs up. Sergeant Grumpy Pants?
2 enthusiastic thumbs
Two
up.
enthusiastic
Got to get them
thumbs
both up in there like the Fonz. You got to be like, "Hey."
I love this speech by the President Dwayne Elizondo Mountain Dew Camacho.
Camacho.
He's like, "No
Shit's
shit's
fucked up
bad
right
right now."
He's the president. It's so great, dude.
Oh, Devin, you know what? Titan, this is your homework for this week. Find some
watch this.
time, watch
Okay.
this movie. Let's
I'll
move
check it
on. You people, if there isn't a movie about it, it's not worth knowing, is it?
I know exactly what this is.
No clue.
Not a
I already
clue?
I already know what
You
it
know
is.
what
I
it
wrote down
is?
my answer.
Oh, it's written down. Oh, let's see. I've been doing
I
a
can
bad
still
job
hear-
of keeping score over here.
R.I.P. Alan Rickman.
Oh man, screwed up. I screwed up.
It's okay.
You said Alan Rickman. That
Yeah.
is that's terrible. You're no, that's wrong.
What?
Noah was a drunk. And look what he accomplished.
Oh wait, no. This is the
You're-
same movie. You can't lie to me, you liar.
There was a small lie. A small lie that happened just now.
Deceiver.
Cigar Titan.
No clue.
One more clue. Wait. Kill them? You're talking about the last Scion, for Christ's sakes. And what about Jay and Bob? I mean, those guys were all right.
Well, I know who Jay and Silent Bob are, but I don't
Who they
think
affiliated with, mostly. The
they've been in
director.
so many different movies. Well, they're affiliated with oh gosh, what's the guy who
Initials
plays
KS.
Silent Bob?
KS is his initials.
Kevin Smith.
There
you go.
Yes.
Kevin Smith, who's not in. No, excuse me. Kevin Smith is Silent Bob.
Yes.
He is.
I was going to say he's not in this movie.
Oh yeah, he's completely in it.
Cigar Titan, do you know the name of this movie?
I do not.
Oh my. Well, Sergeant Grumpy Pants, would you like to inform him?
It is
The
the
mall
one
rats?
and the only incomprehensible Dogma.
Oh, nope, never seen it.
Oh, dude.
Oh, it's got Salma Hayek in it.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
She's
I'll
one of
watch
the
it.
music.
I'll watch it.
now
Now,
you'll
when
watch
I'm
it.
watching this video back, I guarantee you, my fiance is looking over at me cross-eyed right now for
Oh
saying that.
no! What? Excuse me.
It's
This
such a good
movie was actually somewhat controversial in its
Yeah.
time.
I remember hearing about it because of all the religious references and everything.
Mhm.
it is religious satire. In fact, Kevin Smith reportedly received death threats
Yeah.
over this movie before it was even released.
Which is crazy because Christians are not usually the ones sending out death threats for things like this.
Wild.
Yep.
This is another one. This is another one that you would see. I would call this a thumbs up. Sergeant Grumpy Pants.
Oh yeah, 2 thumbs up. Very much.
Two
so.
thumbs
Yeah,
up?
Yeah,
All
2
right.
thumbs up. I will.
There's-
You have hit the nail on the head every time you've put a movie up here. There's nothing
Here-
bad. They're all
here is,
comedic genius.
Well, hold your breath, because there's some more. There's some more coming. There's some more
Okay.
coming.
There's some shit in here, and we'll get to the shit in just a moment, sir.
Cigar
There's shit at the
Titan.
end.
Cigar Titan, add this to your list. What do we have, gentlemen? Supreme executive power derives from a mandate from the masses, not from farcical aquatic ceremony.
I know exactly what this is.
I have no idea what
We
this
turned this
is.
into a drinking game when I was stationed in England.
I'm starting to think I know how I got my 8 points.
Oh my goodness, Sergeant Grumpy Pants. You're
Yeah, I
probably
know what it
correct. Let's this. I love this movie. I'm sorry,
It's a
fellas.
great
I
one.
love this movie. Fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
I think I know what
Look
it
at
is.
The look on Cigar Titan's face right now is like,
I think I know what
maybe.
it is.
Do you?
Yeah,
Did you write down your answer?
I got it up here.
Okay.
Okay. It's in the vault.
Let's see what our final perfection line is for this movie. Once the number 3, being the third number, be reached, then lobbest thou thy holy hand grenade of Antioch towards thy
Yeah.
foe, who, being naughty in my sight, shall snuff it.
This is Monty Python's Search for the Holy Grail.
That is correct, sir.
So good. So good. 1975.
Yeah, before any of us were even a thought.
Oh,
Dry British humor at its best.
1975.
Tis but a flesh wound.
What are you going to do? Bleed on me? Running away, are
Definitely the best movie the Monty Python gentleman put out, I
you?
think.
Where'd you get the coconut?
In Mercia, this is a temperate zone. Coconuts are tropical. A swallow may fly south, yet these are not strangers to
British
our
humor
land.
is also something when you talk about like AI and humor, like that's a whole nother thing too, because American humor is very different than British humor.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, they're
Here's a fun fact for this movie. The gentleman in that Black Knight outfit, the stunt double after this moment actually only has one leg.
And no
He really
arms?
only had one leg?
There's only one leg. He's,
One leg
he's,
and no arms?
Did he
He's a-
actually lose his
no,
other
he-
leg while
he-
filming this?
No, he was an amputee. He was an amputee. I know it would have been better. He was an amputee who only had one leg, and they put him in the costume to be in the movie.
That is so authentic.
And they just had him hop around like that?
Oh, man.
The budget for
Civil
this
rights
movie.
protesters would have a field day with this one.
that's great.
The budget for this movie was so small that they actually only had access to one single castle, and they shot it from
different
multiple
directions.
different angles and then like redecorated it. And so in the movie, they go and they visit like 4 or 5 different like castle settings. It's all the same place. It's all just redecorated.
You know, I love movies like that have a small budget that have to get creative. Some of the best movies ever made were movies with a small budget because they had to get
Yeah.
creative.
Let's talk about some of the creative financing that they took care of for this movie. See, this movie was actually turned down by all of the major studios. It had to be basically like
So foolish.
self-done. But something that a lot of people don't know, and I didn't actually know this, is that this movie was financed in part by several legendary music groups such as Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, and Genesis. All contributed money to get this movie made.
They're all British.
Interesting.
by the
Are they all European bands?
I think those are all
Yeah.
British bands.
Phil
Yeah.
Collins is
Okay.
English. Led Zeppelin is English. And
Gentlemen,
Pink Floyd is English.
Yeah.
thumbs up or thumbs down
Oh,
for
Yeah,
Monty
thumbs
Python and the Holy Grail,
Yeah.
1975. Thumbs up. All right. All right.
Thumbs definitely up.
I thought this might be a good one. Let's see what else we've got going on. A fatty who likes golf and beer. Gee, where are you going to find a gem like that?
I know that, but I can't place the movie yet. I know that quote.
I'm thinking I have one in my mind, but I don't think it's that
You're
one.
not,
So I'm
you're
gonna
not
need
ready to
more.
commit to it.
Not ready to commit to it yet. No.
All right. I think maybe this next one. Well, maybe. Here's the clue. Have you seen my wiener?
Yeah, I know what it is.
I'm writing it down.
Cigar Titan, you know what this is?
I do. Yeah.
Do you? All right, all right.
About to get some points back. That's right.
Nobody in the chat here. Nobody in the chat knows knowing what this movie is.
I got it. I wrote it down. I got it.
Well, why don't we find out what the final clue is here? Oh man, how'd you get the beans above the Frank?
I was literally thinking of that line after you said, "Have you seen my wiener?" Literally was thinking of that line. Ah. Yeah, that's solidified it for me.
Oh me, oh my! This movie, I believe both of you guys know what this movie is. Anybody want to pop off and let me know?
Something About Mary. I think, what was this,
Something about
1999?
Mary.
98.
Wow. Had to get the beans above the Frank.
How'd you get the beans above the Frank?
Is that Marky Post?
I don't know.
She's
Is it?
passed now. I think she's passed now.
I don't know. I don't know. Did you know
So sad.
that Chris Farley auditioned for the role of Mary's brother Warren?
That would have been amazing.
Yeah, I did not know that.
This movie was made on a budget of $23 million. It grossed $369 million.
Man, what is that for inflation?
That's a lot. That's like $3 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Marky Post. She passed away in 2021. Oh, sad.
Gentlemen,
Thumbs up. Great movie.
thumbs up or
Yeah.
thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up for the hair gel.
There you go.
The hair gel scene is so great.
All right.
We've
Let's take a
all
look
been
at the. Yeah. Yes, we have. You know, there's a boatload of gangs at this school. This one gang kept wanting me to join because I'm pretty good with a bow staff.
It sounds familiar.
I got nothing.
Nothing there.
Nothing there.
All right. Grumpy Pants. Not knowing that line, you may not have seen this movie. Let's see. Your mom goes to college.
Now you're throwing me off.
Yeah, I got nothing still.
This movie is not for everyone. Full disclosure. Napoleon, don't be jealous that I've been chatting online with babes all day.
No,
Besides, we
man.
both know that I'm training to be a cage fighter.
I know the movie. I've only seen about 20 minutes of the beginning of this movie, though.
Yeah, I know what it is.
This is a movie.
Sean Heder.
I would argue. AI can't. It can't replicate this. Just the awkward weirdness of this movie.
How do
I
you
don't think so.
communicate that in a prompt, right? Like, how would you communicate
Right.
that to AI in a prompt?
Right, and this is where my argument comes from. That AI and comedy, they're not going to mesh well. Anyone want to call out this movie?
Napoleon
Cigar
Dynamite.
Titan.
2008?
2004.
Wow.
I did not like this movie. This gets a thumbs down from me.
Yeah,
I was not a fan
I
of this
stopped
one.
watching it after 20 minutes because I just couldn't get into it. So I'm gonna agree with Sergeant Grumpy Pants and say
There's a
thumbs down.
certain,
But there's a lot of great quotes from this movie.
there's a certain
Yeah.
kind of humor that goes along with this movie, and John Heder, who happened to be
Heder,
let's see,
that's-
he was Heder. I've heard it pronounced both ways. He was paid $1,000 to play the role in this movie. This movie grossed $40 million.
Off of what
Holy
budget?
crap.
You know what? I don't have it right here in front of me. I don't have the budget, but I
I
know
hope he got more
know
out
it.
of it than the
I-
$1,000.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but it didn't cost $40 million to make this movie. Again, a kind of a quirky comedy, so it ain't for everybody. But
Right.
a lot of people went to this. A lot of people quote this movie fairly constant. So, anyway, let's move along. We got a couple of thumbs down here. So, unfortunately, guys, we can't
Just
look
for
at
this
anymore.
one. So far, everything else has been a banger. This one, no.
Let's take a look and see. Here's another movie that maybe is a little bit less well known. Actually, it was a box office flop, but in subsequent years, it's gained quite a bit of a cult following. Let's see what we've got. Wow, you turned into a right sexy wee bastard. Do you know that?
Nothing.
Nothing. All right. No, I think it's repellent in every way. In fact, I think most Scottish cuisine is based on a dare.
I think I know what it is.
I don't know.
I think I know what it is.
maybe a little clue. Well, let's see if this next one can't help you out a little bit. Woman, whoa man, she was a thief. You got
I
to
think I got it.
believe she stole my heart and my cat.
Yep, I know what it is. I guess
that is my performance, which was amazing.
Oh, okay.
Did you see
I've
my?
only
Do you
seen
see what I
this-
wrote?
Yeah, I've only seen this movie once in the movie theater, and it was when this movie came out. So
He's gonna-
none of this stuff stuck with me.
He's gonna cut himself.
Mike
tonight.
Myers, another
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
Myers film.
It is another Mike Myers film, and like I said, it was a flop. It bombed in the movie theater, but every once in a while, I will go back and watch this movie. There's some stuff that you're just like,
Yeah.
that wasn't amazing, but there's some good stuff in here. This movie is what, Sergeant Grumpy Pants?
This is a So I Married an Axe Murderer.
You are correct, sir.
And I give this one a half thumbs up, half thumbs down. It's right in the middle.
Right.
It's not great, but it's not shit.
It also has its moments.
It has its
Well, it's Mike Myers, right? So
Right.
there's
right.
there's like a niche of comedy there that you're gonna get with with Mike Myers. Did you know that Sharon Stone and Kim Basinger originally were being considered for the role of Harriet, his wife?
Really? That's crazy. I did not know that. That's fun.
I
Little.
think I'm
factoid.
gonna thumbs down it just because it did not. I've seen it and it didn't stick with me. And I also think this was really before Mike Myers really hit his stride with movies. I think his first real
When was Wayne's World?
blockbuster. Yeah, I was
I
going to
think
say
Wayne's World was
World.
92 or 91, 90, 91, 92, somewhere around there. I could Google it. Let me Google it.
This may have been post Wayne's World, but again, it was not really well received.
Well, if it was
Wayne's World,
post
92.
Okay, so if it was post Wayne's World, then coming out with this, I could also see why that might have not been what people were expecting.
You
from
were
Mike
expecting
Myers.
something different from Mike Myers.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, gentlemen, well, it's time to move on to the final round. This movie, actually, if I understand correctly, was not released in theaters, so it will be a little bit of a trick. It will be a little tough, but I highly recommend this next movie. Let's check out The Final Boss. You ready, gentlemen?
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Verily, this is retarded.
Nothing yet.
Was
This-
not
this-
released in theaters?
This movie spent a little bit of time in post-production hell. Actually has quite a well-known cast, but there was so many sort of shenanigans. There was disagreements, all kinds of stuff in sort of the editing process that they ended up releasing it straight to digital. And I'll tell you who was in the movie here in just a minute. Tis not the size of the young knave's blade, but the lust in his thrust by which legends are made.
Oh, hang on.
I don't think I've seen this movie.
That line is spoken by one Peter Dinklage.
Yep. I know who it is. Yeah.
Let's see if we let's see if we can't spark Cigar Titan a little bit. Now, like I said, is you may not have seen this movie, so let's find out. Yeah, you were a legend. These people here, they sing songs about the time you gave Ronnie Quack's paladin demonic syphilis.
Definitely haven't seen this movie.
This movie has Peter Dinklage, Summer Glau, Ryan Quanten, who is from True Blood, Jimmy Simpson, who's from Westworld, Steve Zahn, and it just fell apart at the end.
Yeah. I know what it is.
Cigar Titan does not know what this movie is. Sergeant
No.
Grumpy Pants, would you like to inform him?
It is Knights of Badassdom.
That is
I've
correct.
never even heard of this movie.
Yeah. It's so fucking random, dude. But it's funny. I think it's funny.
Would
Steve Zahn or whatever his name is.
yeah.
Is he related to Catherine? No, that's Catherine.
What is this
Right.
movie based on? It looks like it would be taking place in
LARPing
medieval.
live.
I would, yeah, I was what I was going to say, but then it looks like a LARP. So
All of these people are here for a LARP, and
He's
Which is
so
live
little.
action role playing.
which is live action role playing. They all dress up. They're going around with their foam swords, and one of the characters summons a demon.
Yeah.
Who
A
is
real
the
demon?
who is the hot blonde
Yeah.
with the blood all over her face,
The,
and the demon comes for the LARP. They're having a great big battle, and the demon comes and basically slaughters everybody. So-
Yeah. The main character who's kind of that guy right there to the left, you see, he was I remember first seeing him in the show True Blood.
yeah, he's from True Blood.
Thumbs up or thumbs down, gentlemen? Because
I gave
Should I watch
this one
this?
I gave this one a thumbs up, but you really have to like appreciate. Just focus on Peter Dinklage. He's amazing in it. He's so good in it. He's like I think the best part of the movie.
I would say give it a watch. You probably won't be upset that you watched it. I would give it a thumbs up.
okay.
Gentlemen, we have a score here for the end of this game.
It's crazy how we get that so quickly.
It's we've been keeping track. The score: Cigar Titan 24, Sergeant Grumpy Pants 59, Redbeard Riot 96. So,
Didn't you make this game?
I think you're just making the rules up as you go.
This game's called I Win.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm not entirely certain what you're talking about.
There's no bias here whatsoever.
That was a lovely, lovely segment there, gentlemen. I like
enjoyed
that.
it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I had all my answers written down too. Look at that.
I
Every
know.
single one.
That's beautiful.
I know, right? I took time. My penmanship is like that of a physician.
All right. Well, hey, look, if you're just joining us for the first time, hello, how are you? You have found Smoke Signals and Side Quests. This is episode number 6. We air every Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to catch the audio only version, you'll have to go over to Spotify or Amazon Music. We post that the following day on Sunday, so you can take us along for the ride during your busy work week. Don't forget to comment down below. Let us know if there's something you would like to see on a future episode. We will certainly consider it.
Just don't
We
crash
love-
and blame us.
That's right. We love talking about topics and talking topics and stuff.
Doing stuff. We love doing stuff.
That's right. Which brings us to our next segment that we lovingly call Allegedly Dumb.
It's all done. That's so great. I love the fact that I get the retarded portion of the segment. It's so awesome. No hate there whatsoever. I actually truly thoroughly enjoy this part.
Well, the floor is yours, Sergeant Grumpy Pants.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, everything that is allegedly dumb comes off of the heels of absolutely nothing. It relates to nothingness. It is just stuff that I find randomly throughout the week that I find of interest or makes my side split hurting with laughter. And I usually have to just really kind of be very meticulous about what it is I send to the boys through the group chat throughout the week, because if I do, then I give away the goose. And as I said, none of this is really scripted. We just kind of go off the cuff. So I'm really trying to make sure that these guys aren't privy to anything that I wind up sending them, and then we just kind of view on the show. So you're seeing it for the first time, and they are as well. Myself, I'm the one who picked it, so I already kind of know what's coming up. But yeah, these are things that I find just
It's okay.
randomly on
You can
social
win
media.
this segment.
Yay! I'm so glad that I actually get the chance to win something for a change. This is fantastic. No, there are no points, and if there were points, they wouldn't matter anyway. So it's very much like whose line is it anyway in that regard. So throughout the week, I just find things that I find amusing or find things that are of interest. So I'm going to give you gentlemen a choice. Do you want your veggies or you want your dessert first? Which would you prefer?
Yeah, give me the veggies first. We can get that crap out of the
The
way.
veggies first. Okay, so this is something that I found particularly annoying. So if you could pull up video clip, gosh, what is it? I think it's video clip number 5 that I sent you.
Okay.
Okay, before you play it, go ahead and prompt it, but don't play it yet. Get it up there and so it's ready to go.
Well, if I play it, it's going to go automatically.
Damn it. Okay, well then let me kind of give you an insight as to what this is.
Explain.
So there has been another unfortunate shooting
Oh.
in Wisconsin. Police have shot and killed a man whose name shall not be uttered because he was in fact a criminal who had a record. And also at the time of his shooting, he was being detained by 4 or 5 police officers in Wisconsin. And they did shoot and they did unalive this person, unfortunately, with their pew-pews. But he had a knife on him and he injured an officer with that knife. So when it comes down to justifiable homicide, so to speak, in the regards of self-preservation and protection for even our authorities and the law enforcement officers who are there to swear and protect, who are sworn to protect and uphold the law and other innocent bystanders of the community, so to speak, this individual was unalived. Well, this is the part that I find really annoying. They've already started weaponizing his daughter, using her to come out. Now, listen very carefully to what she says. She's 13 years old, by the way, and she is mourning the passing of her father, which I felt really bad for her. And I'll tell you the comment that I made on this video, which was ultimately removed. I didn't think what I said was that bad because, if anything, I thought I was being very empathetic and sympathetic to this young lady's plight, given the circumstances, because of the choices her father made. But go ahead and play that clip right now if you could. That this is the background, but this is kind of the aftermath of everything that has transpired in Wisconsin again.
All right.
So broken, and it just hurts so much knowing I can't see my father anymore. People, whoever is saying, oh, but he was a criminal. So what? He had a family. He had me. The last time I talked to him, it was for a short period of time, and I wish it'd been longer. I wish I could see him one more time. I wish he could tell me how much he loves me one more time. He tried to do his best for me and his family. I wish he was still here, so I would never, in a million years, think that I would see my father on a shirt, a pin, a necklace, on social media saying he was shot and killed by a police officer.
My Lord.
How can I call you knowing you shot my father? How are you gonna have 4 policemen on one black man? On top of that, how are you gonna be scared of us if you're supposed to save us and you kill us?
Really absorb what she's saying.
It makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. I just wish it had been a different way. I just wish, like, what if the police never been called? What if they just let him go? What if they de-escalated the situation?
Bold and strong words from a 13-year-old about her father, who was unfortunately unalive, but he had a knife and he used that knife to injure a law enforcement officer. In her own words, people say he was a criminal. So what? He had a family.
So does the officer.
13 years old.
Assuming the officer has a family, but I don't think whether they do or not. I mean, regardless, there's somebody out there that cares about that individual.
Sure.
She's
I don't
13
know. I
years
don't know the
old.
context around whatever's happened, and that 95% of the time gives you, you know what I mean? Like, you would expect to see a young woman upset that her father is no longer alive.
Of course.
And I don't necessarily imagine that she may have some political things to say, I guess. There is a context within where justifiable police shootings happen, and that's, it sucks every time. I don't want to see police kill anybody.
Right.
Well, and this just happened too, right, Sergeant Grumpy Pan?
Recently, just this last week.
So there'll be an investigation into this shooting too.
There's a context where you have to call it, justifiable homicide. There's a context where it's not justifiable homicide.
Right.
And I think maybe there's a narrative out there that would say, well, every time, there's no such thing as justifiable homicide. One side might say, doesn't matter.
Right.
The police should never be, unaliving anybody. And I wish that were true.
Sure.
I really do. I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I can't comment too much about it because I don't really know any particulars around it. Sad to see that she's
without a father.
Mourning her loss. Yeah.
Right. Without a father. The part that gets me the most on this entire thing is because the guy already had a previous record. He had a rap sheet, right? So
Doesn't
whatever
necessarily
he did
mean anything.
doesn't mean anything in this particular case, but the cops were all over him like stink on shit for some reason.
I do think it means something. If somebody's got, and again, not knowing anything about this story or who this individual was or what was on his rap sheet, I do think that if you got a rap sheet, it matters, and it depends on what's on that rap sheet. Now, if you've got a rap sheet for
That's why I say it doesn't necessarily
pertain to what happened.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got some physical violence and you've used weapons in the past and you've got a violent criminal history, then yeah, that absolutely matters.
There may be some precedent that if you've
and I don't know if
you've been known to be violent,
right.
Yeah, well, I don't know to the extent either that the responding officers would have even had knowledge of that.
Right. And I don't know that this was the case. Like I said, I don't know anything about this. Thanks for ruining my night, Miller.
That's why I said you want your veggies first. If that's the case, we're going to go with it real deep, real hard, fast. But the part that really upset me about this the most is the fact that she's 13 years old and she's already saying, so what if he was a criminal? So what?
Yeah.
What do you mean, so what? Everybody has to abide by the law. It doesn't matter the color of your skin, your nationality, your ethnicity, your religion, your anything. You have to abide by the law. You break the law, you bring a knife to a gunfight, unfortunately, you're going to play stupid games and win stupid prizes. And unfortunately, and the comment that I had made on this video that has since been taken down, I said, I am genuinely sorry for your loss. And I am sorry that your father didn't make better decisions on your behalf. Because whatever it was that he brought down upon himself to have 4 or 5 officers chase him down, and then he pulled a knife and injured an officer with that knife, and then wound up getting unalived, those were the consequences of his decisions and his actions. And if he had a daughter that he truly loved, don't you think he would have made better choices to be around for your graduation, your college graduation, your marriage? As a father, you have to die to yourself so that way you can live for your kids.
I don't disagree with
my opinion. No, I don't disagree. I think in the context of her emotional position and where she finds herself now, I would say somewhat justifiable to say,
sure,
I don't care. I mean, what if she says, I don't care that he was a criminal, right?
Sure.
She's effectively saying, I love my dad one way
regardless
or the other.
Of who he was as a person.
So maybe she's just not communicating it in that fashion.
Sure.
She certainly doesn't care that her father was a criminal.
Right.
And
but the adults standing around her should.
Somewhat justifiable.
Right. And we have to place the level of blame and responsibility on the party that is equal to blame for their own actions at some point in time. We can't just go around and think, well, he was a criminal, so what? He didn't deserve that. Well, no one really deserves it. But if you pull out a knife with the intent to harm and hurt someone, and you actually did, what did you think was going to happen?
They
were just going to be like, oh, okay, go ahead and let him go. He's free. He's fine.
I don't think this is exclusive to one race either.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not.
So
it just happens to be their situation right now.
Yeah. And I genuinely feel for the daughter having to now grow up without a father, but if this father had a rap sheet, I don't know that the father was doesn't sound, at least based off of the available information here, that he may have been the most involved person, or somebody, to your point, Sergeant Grumpy Panso was making the best decisions on behalf of himself and his daughter and his family. But it's just unfortunate. You're right. You got to make better decisions. You've got to think through things. You can't go into situations with a hot head. And look, again, regardless if you're being given commands by an officer, follow the commands.
Right. Simple.
The likelihood of you ending up in a violent situation with officers drops significantly if you just follow orders. Just follow the commands, follow the orders, and your likelihood of survival jumps up significantly.
Sure.
And if it was a wrongful arrest or detention or whatever you want to say, then you can turn around and sue and make money that way.
Well, and at that point, let the judicial system do its job and hash that out in court. Don't grab a knife and go after an officer. That's not the way to solve the problem either.
Right. That's not the way to solve a problem. So violence begets violence. I get it. And comments there, Massage Bodywork says, every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and it's an overcorrection. I believe that's exactly what it is. She's 13 years old. For her to speak like this, something inside me tells me she's being coached to say these things. Now, some of it might be exactly what she's feeling.
I don't know.
But that's a speculation on my part. It's me literally thinking a 13-year-old speaking about things that she knows nothing about. It would seem anyway. She's 13. She had literally lived a life that's so downtrodden that she knows exactly what her father's into, but she doesn't matter because her father, even though he's an armed burglar or whatever the case may be, whatever his rap sheet is, that's still her father. And I get that. And that's part of my comment as well. And I said, I'm sorry, you deserved a better father. That's all I said. You deserved a better father. She did. She absolutely did. This child doesn't deserve to grow up without her daddy.
Sure.
But he made bad decisions, and those decisions caught up with him in a very serious way. Massage Bodywork goes on to saying she's being guided to share and get others on board with her and to get her to create some sort of agenda. It's a part of a plan. And she's being used. Evil people taking advantage of a sad situation. And sometimes that does happen as well. Look at all the things that happen with race baiting, right? That happens. We're not blind to it. Calling it out and saying, if it looks like a duck and walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's got to be a duck. We can't change it and say, well, maybe it's a swan. That's not the way the world works.
I've said this before. The term racist gets thrown around so loosely these days that it's really lost.
It doesn't mean anything anymore.
Right.
No, it doesn't.
Because
back when we were growing up, sorry, go ahead.
There doesn't have to be any validity behind it. People can just throw that accusation out without any evidence to support it. And all of a sudden, they must be right because they said it.
Well, and I almost think that the folks who typically are on the left that normally throw out that term would understand that the weight of such a term has kind of lost its meaning and stop using it. When we were growing up, if you were called a racist, it meant something. If somebody in a prominent position was called a racist, it actually meant something, and it carried a lot of weight back then. It did. Now it's thrown around so much that even if you are a racist, people just kind of, and I see this on both sides, people just kind of dismiss it, and feel empowered, to lean into that to a point too. And it sucks. It's sad.
Yeah, it is. It sucks and it's sad, but that's probably the worst of it right there. But that was one thing that I came across this
bring us something fun.
I gotta bring it to you fun. Okay. All right. So wrapping up from that. So sorry, but that was like the worst of it that I found that I wanted to kind of talk about and get that out, that point of view, so to speak. You guys know I have a cat. Obviously, it jumped up in my lap, right? Cigar Titan, do you have a cat in your household by the name of Rambo?
Yeah.
Still there.
We had a cat, but yeah.
Oh, you had? What happened?
Well, we don't have the cat right now. We rehomed it.
Sent it to the farm.
Send it to the farm. Got it. Well, if anybody has a cat and knows about cats, if you could play video clip 1. This is something that we kind of go through on the daily with our little miscreant, so to speak. And this is something that just resonated with me. I thought it was hilarious. And the missus thought it was funny because it's literally true to the nature. When we go to bed, it's all peaceful until we go to sleep. And then the hijinks ensue. Go ahead and play video clip 1 if you could.
You got too
Talk
much
about-
time on your hand.
Talk about AI. Look what they're already being able to do with felines, right? They can do it and it's that good.
My favorite ones are the ones where the cats are like at the front door and they've got machine guns and everything and they're knocking on the
Ready
front
to
door.
burn down your house. I want treats. Otherwise, this fucker's getting burned down.
That was my dog Pickle as a puppy.
Really?
You
dog
turn
exhibiting
off
that
the lights
behavior.
and you turn off the lights and it's time to go to bed. Oof! Now it's time to play.
Jumping
Yeah.
on your face.
Oh
and-
yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, so much so. And then on top of that, you gentlemen know that I ride motorcycles, right? Like this is something I've done since the early 2000s, but I kind of sequestered from it for a while because I became a daddy.
Sure.
And you know, when you have kids, you die to your old self. I gave up the motorcycle and gave it up for a 2015 Nissan Rogue, you know, a nice all-around family car because you can't really put a car seat on the back of a motorcycle. And so
You're supposed to put it on the
Now-
handlebars.
yeah, the handlebars, right? We could just ride up there with some pegs. You'll be fine. So I literally gave that up. And for 10 years, I didn't ride. But then eventually, now that my kid is old enough, I'm just like, you know what? I don't see why I can't get a motorcycle or two. You know, I wound up getting a couple because I just couldn't decide on one being better than the other. And I really, really love them. But this is literally what a lot of people, I think and feel when I say I'm out riding my motorcycle. Versus what they think versus what is actually happening. If you could play video clip number 2, I'd appreciate that as well. This is another one I found that was very relevant. How my family thinks I ride my bike. This is how I actually ride my bike.
I could 100% see you doing this.
All the time. All the time.
Well, I mean, who among us can drive through a tunnel without honking the horn or
You know what I'm saying?
And
Oh,
that's
dog
exactly why you don't go
distraction.
speeding
Wow,
through
wow.
a street either, because an
The
obstacle
animals.
in the street to a motorcyclist, it could be certain death versus
All the
somebody
time.
who's driving a car.
And that's one thing that I always fear most of all, because when I'm driving down a road and I can tell that it's not been well manicured by the city or the whatever, the shrubs haven't been cut back. This is a fear that I had when I was stationed at Joint Base Charleston in South Carolina. There's a lot of foliage that gets out on those country roads. I was always afraid of a deer just jumping out,
Yep.
blindsiding me. And I rode a motorcycle back then too, as well. And so it was always a fear of mine. So I ride very cautiously. Right. I am Captain Cautious when I'm on my bike. I ride with constantly like hands on both and I'm scanning constantly just to see. Right. But that's me. And that's how I ride. So yeah, my family thinks that I might be out there daredeviling it up like, you know, Evel Knievel, but I'm
Moto
nowhere
GP.
near that.
You
Yeah,
doing the Isle-
exactly.
you doing the Isle of Man?
Exactly. No, nothing that serious. That's literally it. Just whenever I find a bumpy road, I'm like, just because I'm kind of mental myself as well. But, and that's the other part of it as well. I'm kind of mental myself. And this is one thing that I sent you guys a video clip earlier today in the group text where there's always that one friend, right? I may be the age that I am, which is an age where someone says, you know what, you're this old. Why don't you just behave this way? Oh, I'm sorry. I've never been this old before, so I don't know how to behave. And I really try to check myself. So I try not to grow up too much.
That sounds like a great excuse.
It's a great excuse. I'm telling you right now. My dad
There's
always
no
said,
adults around watching me, so
I mean, who do I have to turn to? I am the adult in the situation. So what would I do? What did I do? And I look at, well, I mean, God, I remember the movie Conan the Barbarian when that came out in like 1982. I
Yep.
remember seeing that as a kid and my parents let me watch it. And they were like,
Yeah.
oh, it's fine. He understands the difference between reality and movies. It's okay. There were
We do the
boobies,
same thing.
there were blood and gushing and gore and all these things that were just crazy with Conan the Barbarian. But I saw that when I was a kid. So maybe I was desensitized over these years as a person individually. But I literally, I don't really, as an adult, find myself when I'm like, oh my God, I need an adult. Wait, I'm the adult in the situation. I really hope that on some level I can kind of help keep you guys on track to remind you to not suck so much. Don't be adults. Don't lose yourself into that. My dad always said, as long as I can crow, I will, right? I may grow old, but I refuse to grow up. On some level, I still handle my responsibilities. I still do the day-to-day stuff. But if I can still be in touch with my inner child and allow that, I'm going to have the spirit of youth and exuberance and fun. And that's why I like going to Disneyland so much with my kids. Even though I've been there a million times before with my kids, I get to relive it through their eyes. And I absolutely love that. So, but I am kind of an oddball. I'm a little quirky sometimes. And as Cigar Titan has told me a few times, we really got to be careful with you because you're kind of a loose cannon. The stuff that comes out of your mouth is really kind of, we have to kind of, like if we could have a sensor on 24 hours the entire time of my life, it'd be a lot of bleeps going on. But play clip number 3, I believe it is, if you could. This is kind of really resonates with me as a person, and
we got to get you a red phone behind glass, like break in case of I need an adult.
Right, exactly. Play clip number 3 if you wouldn't mind, because this I feel really captures the essence and spirit of how I am as a person. I use a lot of comedy in serious, intense situations, and people don't understand that. I'm very dark with my sense of humor, and I don't mean anything malicious by it. But this is just how I deal with real world, real harsh situations. I can laugh under very tense situations and find humor in the darkest of places. But maybe that's
part
just
of being in the military, perhaps.
Right. Part of being one of Uncle Sam's misguided children, so to speak. So if you could play number 3, clip number 3, and just let me know what you guys think, if this is kind of me or not. One homie in any serious situation.
She'll let you fuck her for a chocolate bar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any truth to that?
Nah.
None whatsoever. Yeah, that's something that kind of resonated with me. But again, I'm not too far off of, even though I am the age that I am, which I will not divulge my actual age, but I will say I'm rapidly approaching middle age if I'm not already.
Oh, you're past middle age. We were middle aged in our 30s.
32.
I don't need you to piss on my parade right now, okay? I'm still gonna be young for a while, I hope, anyways, and keep this childlike enthusiasm going. But I find humor in the oddest places, and I'm still 12 years old mentally because I find farts so funny.
Who doesn't?
Thank you. Oh my God. I thought maybe I was one of the only ones, but as a grown man child, so to speak, this is kind of what
this reminds me of. This reminds me of one of the best lines from Idiocracy, where he's talking about, he says, I remember a time, because part of the movie is he goes to see a flick. And it's just somebody's ass for like 2 hours. Oh, God, and everybody and it's just sitting there farting and everyone's dying laughing. And at the end of the movie, he's like, I remember a time where you cared about whose ass it was and why it was farting.
Literally what it was. If you could play clip number 4, I believe it is. And this is the last one, but this kind of summarizes it. Farting in someone's backswing.
You're a liability, Rob.
You're a liability, Sergeant Grumpy Pants.
He still had an amazing shot. Look at that.
That was a good shot.
Yeah.
That was not a good shot.
He shanked it hard. There's some solid tweets in there, man.
No.
People take golf way too seriously.
Right? To quote Billy Madison, golf requires goofy pants and a fat ass. It's not really that great of a sport, man. Anyways, that's just kind of some of the stuff that I come across from my day to day and throughout the
Fart
week. I just find
humor.
right, like
what
literally,
we're bringing you here today.
it's just potty humor, right? It's harmless. It's literally just, but those are the things that I find fascinating on my day to day whenever it is I happen to be mindlessly scrolling while I poop on TikTok. So there's that.
Well, we are right on time on that note.
More visuals that we just don't need.
That's right.
Look, everybody poops.
Everybody poops.
Everybody poops.
Well, that wraps up episode number 6 of Smoke Signals and Side Quests. We appreciate everybody stopping by and hanging out with us for a little while. You can catch us every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We actually put the audio-only versions over the next day on Spotify and Amazon Music. So if you want to take us along for your ride during the week, you can find us over there. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more from Smoke Signals and Side Quests. And don't forget to let us know if there's something you'd like to see in a future episode down below. Also, if you're just joining us for the first time, we don't have visibility to all the folks who are subscribing to the channel. We'd love to call you out on a future episode. So if you want, throw your name down below and say, hey, I just joined, just followed you guys over on Smoke Signals and Side Quests. We'll call you out on a future episode. No Mike Hunts. No Mike Hunts. Until next week, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
As always, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
We'll see everybody next week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.